Seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain.
This is a continuation of a video. The part 1 is already uploaded, which is the pattern drafting. This is the sewing version. So if you're seeing me for the first time, that means you have not drafted out your pattern yet. So click out, girl, go draft your pattern and come back to this video, because this is the sewing version. Sewing version is going to include us making a placket for the button. Now, in case you still don't understand how I was able to create the placket, is going to be on the video. I'm just going to still drop a link of where I learned how to make mine, so you go watch it. I'll drop the link below, so just go watch it. This is not an advert, it's just that in case most of you don't understand how I created the placket, you can go watch the main video where I learned it from. And yeah, that's the only information I have for you. And just go ahead and engage on this video. And without no further ado, let's go into the sewing version.
As they were a year ago.
So guys, I'm going to go ahead and fold my fabric into 2, and I'll be cutting out the back piece first. Like I said, this pattern is for the front and the back piece. Now I'm going to make sure I have allowance before I place the pattern, so that I can extend the crotch points by 2 inches. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm just extending the crotch points by 2 inches, or make sure the crotch points sits together, really line to make sure it sits together. And now I'm just going to extend from the crotch points down to the length, the full length. I'm just going to extend it by 2 inches. Now you guys, like I said, the fabric choice I used, my fabric here, I realized that it wasn't the best choice, because it ended up looking like my sister said that I ended up looking like an inmate. And yeah, I think I recommend you guys to get something lighter or softer. Just don't get a hard fabric like mine if you want to have that summer look.
Way back a year ago.
On the pattern, because of my table was small, I couldn't make the pattern my full length. So that's what I did on this fabric right now. I just extended the pattern to the full length of what I want the jumpsuit to be, and that's what I just did. So you can see that I've gotten my full length on the fabric. And while I cut, I'm gonna cut and make sure I cut the back neckline. It's already cut out on the pattern, so I'm just going to trace that out on the fabric. And on the shoulder, I'm going to make sure I leave half an inch for joining. So make sure you leave half an inch for joining on the shoulder, so you don't end up looking funny after sewing. And now I'm just going to cut out my back piece. That is it for the back piece, nothing more, nothing less. All we did was extended the crotch points to the full length. We extended the crotch point by 2 inches to the full length, and that was it. No more allowance, nothing else. And I'm just going to indicate that this is the wrong side of the fabric, so I don't get confused. So now let me go ahead and fold my fabric into 2 so I can cut out the front piece. And before I do that, on the pattern, I'm going to open up the front neckline so I can trace it on the fabric. And yeah, we're not going to add any other allowance. I'm just going to extend to the full length like I did on the back piece. And once I'm done extending the full length, I'm going to go ahead and trace out the pattern on my fabric. And yeah, that is it for the cotton. So like I was saying, please make sure you make the right fabric choice. Make sure what you're using, the fabric you're using, is what you want to see, because I didn't think about it. I just saw the fabric, I liked it, and I wanted to use it for the jumpsuits. And after sewing, I tried this on with a boot, a half boot. Like, the boot is really beautiful with the jumpsuit. It came out nice. That I was just feeling like a gangster when I wore the jumpsuit with the boots. But I'm wearing it with the canvas. Like, I tried it all with the canvas, and that was where it was just looking like I was fresh out of prison. Now for the joining, this is my back piece. I'm going to indicate that, and this is the wrong side of the back piece. So how I'm just going to join this is I'm going to sew from the center front like this, from the center front to the crotch curve. So I'm going to sew like this by half an inch, and I'll go like this with my sewing machine. I'll go like this to the crotch curve, yes, to this point, So that's how I'll be joining the back piece. This is a 2 back piece, and this is my front piece. So I have the 2 front piece also here. I'm just going to indicate that this is the front piece so you know what I'm doing. And how I'll be joining this also is from the center front to the crotch curve, just like I did for the back piece. And now I am done joining. This is the front piece. We need to create the placket, the bottom placket, so that's why I have it here. So I'm going to open this up so you see how it looks. So before we do that, I'm going to measure out the point where the placket will be stopping. That's the bottom placket, and this is going to be 20 inches from the neckline. So I'm just folding this to the wrong side, and I'll place my tape from the neckline down to 20 inches. So just go ahead and decide where you want the placket to stop. You might want it longer than mine or even shorter. Go ahead and decide, and make sure you indicate the point because we're going to be ripping this open. So mine is 20 inches for my neckline, and I'm just going to go ahead with my seam ripper and open this up. I'll start from the neckline to the points I just indicated.
I've changed for the better this time. I thought I would never.
Not necessarily need the seam ripper. If you have a razor or any tool that can help you get this work done, just use it and open it up to the points. And now I have my points. I'm just going to bring the fabric for the bottom plackets. I already have it prepared. Now you guys, this is the fabric, and this fabric, the width is 5 inches and this is 43 inches long. So I'm just going to be using it. This is how I'll sew it. I'll sew it around like this from the neckline, from one neckline to the other side of the neckline. That is why I have it 43 inches long. Now there are other ways you can actually sew a placket. I'm just going to put the link like I said, so you can go watch that. I think that particular channel has different ways you can create a bottom placket. Now let's talk about this one I have here. Okay, now I'm just showing you guys the width. The width is 5 inches like I said. And now let's talk about what I did with my iron. So how I ironed this in is, the first thing I did was fold by 1/2 inch. I folded in 1/2 inch, and then I went ahead to fold the 1/2 inch by 1 inch again. Now from the other end, from this end, I folded in 1 inch twice. So now my 1/2 inch, I folded it in by 1 inch, and the other 1 inch I folded it in by another 1 inch, and this is what I have after doing that. And I'm just going to take this to the machine and show you guys how I attach this to the front piece. So you guys take a look at what I did again in case that first clip was not clear. This is how it looks, and I'm going to be sewing this from the wrong side. So I'm just going to place it from the wrong side, and by the 1/2 inch, you know, we already sewed the center front before we ripped it open. And while I was at it, I ironed it in so I can have that line, that sharp line. It will guide me to sew my fabric for the bottom placket. So now I'm just going to sew from the neckline, from one neckline to the other neckline. And you guys, when you're doing this process, please be patient, be gentle, don't rush the process. Just take your time. I know you want this to end up looking nice, so please don't rush it. Take your time. Now you can see that I'm done with one end and I'm curving into the next end. See the way I just open up my fabric so I can be able to sew the bottom placket fabric very well. And I'm doing this carefully and gently. Why this thing is even looking like I'm even rushing is because I put this clip on fast forward. If I play how I actually filmed this, I was really slow and gentle and careful. So please be slow and careful, please. Now once I was done sewing, this is how it looks. So I'll just go ahead and iron this out.
Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay.
So right now this is at the wrong side. This is how it looks at the wrong side. You can see this is the wrong side of my front piece. I'm just going to make sure I iron this so it lays really flat, so we can move to the next step. Now I'm just going to turn this to the right side, and this is how it looks on the right side. Now what we have to do is, or what I have to do is, I'm just going to go ahead and top stitch this. So you see how it looks? I have the 1/2 inch sewn in from the wrong side, and now I'm going to top stitch. You can see how it looks. I'm just going to take this to the sewing machine and top stitch. From one neckline to the other neckline of the front piece. So let's do this on the sewing machine so you understand what I mean.
The past is where it stays, way back a year ago.
So now this is the right side of the front piece, and I'm going to top stitch this like this carefully. You guys, take your time, don't rush it. Be cool, okay? Make sure you take your time. Make sure you just just do this carefully. And if it's for your clients, I know you want to do it carefully, so no complaints. And you guys, at the point where we have the center front, see the points of the center front, I'm just going to gradually and carefully place the fabric. I'm opening up the fabric so it looks like it's one straight line. I'm just going to make sure I drag and place everything carefully, and I'll sew this gently like this. Take your time when you get to this point. So you guys, once I was done, this is how it looks. This is the right side. We just finished top stitching, so I'm just going to iron this out so it lays flat.
Just to say I'm alright, and for the first time in a long time I'm alright. I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain.
And once I was done, this is the wrong side now. I'm going to fold this into two like it is supposed to be from the wrong side. I'll fold it into two and also iron. Before then, I'm just going to cut out the extra I have here. You guys, I cut out 43 instead of 40 because I wanted the extra. Now after folding into two, I'm just going to iron it like this. This is the wrong side. I'm just going to make sure everything lays flat, and I'm flipping it to the right side like this, and you guys will see how it looks. I'm going to flip it out to the right side like this. So now all I have to do now is I have to go sew this placket in place. I still have to top stitch on the top side of the bottom placket, so we're still going to top stitch, but make sure you iron this so it lays really, really flat, okay? And now I already created the points I'll be sewing on the placket. I'm just going to follow the shape I just created to hold the plackets together, and also I'll be top stitching on one side of that's the top side of the placket. So
Way back a year ago.
So I'm just carefully following the line I made with my chalk. If you have to actually make a line and follow it up, please do. And if you still don't understand what I'm doing here, I'm just going to leave the link of the video. Please just go ahead and click on the link to watch the way he was showing every steps closely. I think you should just go watch it if you don't understand what I'm doing here. So I'm just going to follow this line.
I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things.
Like I said, I'll still top stitch on one side of the bottom placket, that's the top side. What I'm going to do now is I'm just going to take out one side, the under, and the top part I'm sewing, I'm going to top stitch this to the neckline.
I thought I would never be fine. I strive just to say I'm alright, and for the first time in a long time I'm alright.
And you guys, that's how I created the button plackets for this jumpsuit. And please let me know in the comment section if my process was good enough for you, or if you had to go to the video to understand more. Let us know in the comment section. But yeah, that's it for this part, and we're done. We're just going to go ahead and attach the front piece to the back piece. This is the first time I'm trying this particular style. There's this other way I create button placket, but I decided to try this for the first time, and I love the way it looks. And I'm just going to go ahead and sew the front and the back piece together. So on the shoulder, I'm going to be sewing that in by the 1/2 inch we left. Remember when we're cutting, we left 1/2 inch, so we can use this to join. From the sleeve to the full length, I'm going to be sewing this in by 1 inch. Make sure the neckline sits together, the front neckline and the back neckline, make sure they sit together. I'm going to go ahead and also make sure that the 2 crotch points from the back piece and the front piece also sits together. You guys, this is how it looks. Flip to the right side, this is how it looks. And now it's time for me to measure out the neckline so I can be able to make the collar. You guys, I did not make a video, I did not film the collar parts because I have like 2 videos on how to make collar, cut together collar, and the collar stand and the collar cut differently. So just go click on the link. I'll provide the link on the description box of this video.
The past is where it stays, way back a year ago.
So like I said, I already did this off the camera. I did not film it because I have 2 videos, and the process I use here, or the type I use here, was the cut together. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and fold my jumpsuit into 2 so I can get the middle points.
And for the first time in a long time, I'm alright.
So I just notched the middle points of the neckline, and now I'm just going to also indicate the middle points on the collar. And then I'll take this to my machine and sew. I'll make sure the 2 middle points sit together.
Okay, I move on each and every day. The past is where.
And you guys, this is how it looks. This process is done. The only thing I need to go do is open up the buttonholes and also attach my buttons. And while I am at it, I'm going to go ahead and hem all edges. That's on the sleeves, on the base of the jumpsuit. And yeah, that is it, you guys. This is how I created the jumpsuit. Please let me know if this was any help. Let us know in the comment section. If you love this video, please let us know. And if you have not seen the pattern drafting, please go see that before you see this. Like I said, you have to have your pattern before you sew. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you. I appreciate you guys watching this video. I love you guys so much. Thank you for the engagement that I've been getting on the videos, and I hope you guys engage on this one too. I'll be seeing you guys on my next video. Please keep being great. Love and light to you always, 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 and always. Bye.
Same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays.